What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait, I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome. No suit on today. Mondays, when we go into the summertime, I get to go ahead and do casual Mondays, and then we can rock a suit. Welcome to the breakdown. What is it? Episode 719. 19 was my hockey number. In an hour and a half, we got a lot to talk about for the next hour and a half. We have the I don't even understand you guys on the timeline. So we got crypto Twitter panicking that Michael Saylor went ahead and or strategy went ahead and sold 32 Bitcoin. Like, okay. By the way, let me give a shout out to the sponsors. Midnight, shout out to Midnight. Shout out to Polymarket, Cake Wallet, Quad Network. We all up in this bitch. Let me put the microphone right here. I wrote this out today. Let me go ahead and show you guys what I wrote out today. Let's talk about this Michael Saylor issue here. Let's talk about it because I think it's crazy that you guys are all shook because Saylor sold. Now you want to talk about he said he would never sell. We can get into all that stuff. But let me what the fuck is it? Okay, there it goes. All right. Let me share the screen here. Let me share the screen. All right. So, I wake up this morning to see that I felt like crypto Twitter was absolutely panicking over Saylor selling, excuse me, or strategy selling. So I wrote this because if and it'll be in this tweet. If Bitcoin's health and longevity depends on Saylor, we got bigger issues than Saylor selling with Bitcoin. That's all I'll say. You guys talk about, oh, Saylor owns 4%. That's not fair. One person shouldn't own 1%, 4%, more than 4%. He sells a little bit. Oh, he's selling. He said he would never sell. Let me just read this out. Strategy selling 32 Bitcoin doesn't change anything for me. That's 32 Bitcoin back on the market. And it's true. It's 32 Bitcoin that anybody can go ahead and grab up. Maybe that goes to 32 different people. Maybe one company grabs all of it. Wouldn't even surprise me if someone like Grant Cardone bought 32 Bitcoin today. And I said that because I was like, oh, from a marketing standpoint, oh, somebody swoops in 32 Bitcoin. Look, I bought Saylor's Bitcoin. That would have been a cool story. Demand is there though, because I'll tell you this, no matter what I said last week, and I stand on it, that there's something lost in Bitcoin. Not that it's never going to go to 1 million or 2 million. That's not what I'm talking about. Something, and I can't put my finger on it. And I don't want to just have diarrhea of the mouth. When it comes to me, when I know how to articulate it correctly, I shall do so. Anyway, the demand is there. That's the point people keep missing. Everyone complains that Saylor and Strategy own too much Bitcoin. Then the second they sell a small amount, the same people act like something is wrong. He's running a business, and it's true, they are running a business. He's going to buy, he's going to sell, he's going to move capital around. That's what businesses do. I know a lot of you guys claim to be in business, okay? You guys run Fortune 500 companies. Yes, I already know. This entire space, crypto Twitter runs Fortune 500 companies. And I mean this when I say it. If Bitcoin needed Michael Saylor or Strategy buying forever in order to survive, then Bitcoin would have much bigger problems. And that's the truth. That is the truth. I would actually be fucking worried. If this is the reaction right now to Saylor's. Now, the real ones, not worried. Real ones see this as an opportunity. Like, I was like, yo, I hope this goes lower. I hope Bitcoin goes into the 60s. That's what I said. And what if Saylor, this could be for tax reasons, whatever it is, tax sell, whatever, buys back lower. You guys keep complaining, oh my God, Saylor buys at high price points. His average cost is 77,000. Okay. He sold 32. The shit goes into the 60s. He's buying back. He buys back 62. Anyway, let me finish this up. Fortunately, it doesn't. Bitcoin is in high demand, which it is. Saylor can buy, Strategy can sell, someone else can step in. The asset doesn't depend on one man or one company. And I mean that. Let me give myself a round of applause. Let me give myself a round of applause. We got a link in here. Let's see. What is this link all about? Did he buy the Cardone bought or not? Let's see. Hold on. I can't click shit here. I'll click myself out of the fucking hold on. Fuck. Damn. I don't know. I can't find it. Anyway, whether he did or didn't, that right there is how I feel. That's how I feel about this situation. It's not even a situation. Guys, I want to break this down to you. I was sitting this weekend, and I got to tell you, the training that I did this weekend, I am so fucked. Like, I'm so fucked up right now. I really am so fucked up. By the way, am I back on TikTok before I go into it? Let me see if I'm back on TikTok. At this point, TikTok, I just want to tell all you guys that I got my channel on YouTube back. And I'm probably going to be on there. Because I can't deal with all the shit that's going on consistently. What do you mean? I'm live on X. I'm live on X. I'm on X right now. Anyway, why am I talking to... I'm talking to the crowd. I am live on X. I see myself on X. I'm alive. That's to the TikTok people that I'm live on X. Anyway, to TikTok, I just want to say this. I can't stop being me. So, like, if I say something and it's going to get me off of here, then it is what it is. If I'm not going to be able to if I can't be who I am, if I can't go ahead and speak the way I want to speak on TikTok, well, it's unfortunate. I get banned for saying hachu. Like, it doesn't even make sense. So, God bless you. Anyway. I spoke about this. I'm going to YouTube. It's going to be at David Gochstein. So I got the handle back. Going there. We'll have some fun. I'm going to create other content besides the live show. We'll do some cool things. We've already been practicing on the shit. Anyway, let me stop sharing this for a second. I just want y'all to sit back for a second and think about this. Just sit back for a second and think. We had a correction, right? Oh, we're in a bear market, and in a bear market, Bitcoin is hovering in the $60,000 to $70,000 range. Let's put this in perspective. Bitcoin is hovering around the $60,000 to $70,000 mark. It went to 126, 127, but ultimately it is hovering in the 60 to 70,000 range. Not bad to hover around this range before the next leg up. It's not bad at all. This is great. Why is anybody panicking? Besides Saylor selling 32, whatever, it doesn't matter. Why the panic? Do you understand how great this is? We should be celebrating the fact that Bitcoin is obviously evolved into a dominant asset. Celebrate it. Accumulate it. DCA, motherfuckers. Seriously speaking. You remember when Bitcoin was at 15,005? Do you remember? Bitcoin, once upon a time, was at 15,005. You imagine this is it? This is bottom now? This is what you should be focused on. I don't care if Saylor sells. Like, I don't care. I don't care what Saylor said before. Do you know why? It's not because I want to bring him back on the show. No, it has nothing to do with that. It is because it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, Saylor can sell everything. Bitcoin's not going anywhere. That's it. And if Saylor sells, well, you have an opportunity. And you know what? Saylor runs a business. Strategy is a business. And I have a feeling like Saylor has a game plan, which I'm pretty sure he does. Not even a feeling, but I'm sure he has a game plan of, okay, if we sell 32 here, we'll go ahead and buy back 60. You guys think like Saylor's stupid or some shit. You think the people that work for him are just absolutely. And I was about to say something that would have definitely got me banned off of TikTok, but and I don't want to use the R word anyway. But you think they're a bunch of idiots? No, they know exactly what they're doing. Welcome to the breakdown, episode 719. Let me also want to also touch on welcome back, Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham Jr. is back with the Giants. Odell, we're gonna bring you on the show. I have chatted with Odell. We're gonna bring Odell on the show, and I know why they signed because imagine when Neighbors is healthy. Neighbors and Odell Beckham Jr. If Odell can just squeeze out 1 or 2 more years, okay? If I can get Odell at 80%, he's better than the goddamn roster. So I'm good with this. Welcome back, Odell Beckham. Welcome back to New York. Should have never left in the first place. Not because you wanted to, but we understand. All right. I'm hyped. Let me cool down. Calm down, Dave. Calm down. Let's go to Polymarket real quick. Because I'm looking at what's happening in LA. By the way, go to polymarket.com. For news, like if you want news, go to polymarket.com. Like up-to-date news. Let's go ahead and bring this in. Let's bring this in, Polymarket. So Polymarket, they have the Los Angeles, the election for mayor here. Karen Bass surging in the Los Angeles. I can't believe who's voting for her. Like if you live in LA, like I can't even read the rest. Like how is she surging? Like, are you people crazy? In New York, you voted in a guy who said free, and this woman has showed you that she has no clue how to run LA. LA is a disaster. Californians, do you hate California? Like, do you just want? Like, I wonder what happens first. Whether an earthquake separates California from the United States of America, or just like Californians just completely destroy Cali. Like, what the hell? Like, I get it. You think Spencer Pratt is this like TV? Like, obviously he was on TV and he did all these whatever reality shows. So did Trump. I'd rather vote him in. You got homeless people all over the place. That's crazy. I got to tell you, this is crazy. Polymarket again. It says that she has a 64% chance of getting reelected. This is wild. It is absolutely wild. It is wild. It's wild, man. As much as I would want to live in Cali, I could never. Smog tax, federal tax, state tax, city tax, this tax. You can't, you pay for breathing tax, homeless tax. Shout out to Polymarket. 64% on Polymarket. 64%. That is absolutely mind-blowing. That is mind-blowing. That is absolutely mind-blowing to me. Anyway. Wow. Crazy. Crazy. Man, vote for another Democrat then. Just vote for another Democrat that has a plan to make California or LA better. Why this person? Bass has shown you she don't care. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Wild. Anyway, we'll obviously be talking about. We'll bring Landy's in the back. We'll bring him on for 15 minutes to obviously have a conversation about what's happening here in the markets. Let's go to. We'll leave that for Landy over there. Michael Saylor again. Strategy sold 32 BTC. I mean, like the fucking panic is ridiculous. I got to tell you, like the panic on this is crazy, and it's almost like people were waiting. You know, this is why I say our industry is so messed up. It was almost like people were waiting to say, "Ha, I told you, he's lying. He's a grip." Now Saylor's a grifter. Now Saylor is a grifter and a scammer. Like, it is so fucking funny to watch. And of course, Peter Schiff, my good friend Peter Schiff, who's been on the show many times, comes out and he's celebrating. He's saying, "I told you so." Peter, come on. Come on, Pete. Come on, Pete. You guys, I'm telling you, crypto Twitter is the most toxic place in the world. I don't see anybody building here. Like, you can use Twitter to, like, whatever. I guess have a once in a while conversation. But if you are building, you got to get the fuck out of Twitter. Like, I respectfully, I'm sorry that I'm even saying this, but you got to get off of X/Twitter. It should be for announcements only. Build on YouTube. Build on even TikTok, okay? Build on anything else, because here, like, nobody in crypto is going to support you building. Like, people want you to lose. Like, they want you to absolutely lose. Like, these are the people that boo the good guy, okay? On crypto Twitter, we boo the good guys. And we celebrate the bad guys. I swear on my life, not me, but you guys celebrate the bad guys. Charles says that, hey, I don't mind working with all these other chains and having conversations with everybody. He said it about XRP. Guess what? I seen a clip from Goksheen Clips get retweeted by an XRP person, and they're like, "Look at this, Charles wants to go ahead and come to our conference." And you have a bunch of people start trolling. This is what I mean. Nobody wants the space to get better. Everybody claims that they want to see this space come together and shine. None of that. It's all fucking. We boo our heroes. We boo the people that absolutely are trying to do something, but we celebrate the assholes in this space. I gotta tell you, man. Here we go. This guy, McFadden, says, "Did he say never sell your Bitcoin? How many times or not? I ain't panicking equals stacking. Fan of Saylor, no doubt. But one thing's for sure, dude's word is not bond." But listen to me. At some point, you have to pivot with the market. John, I get you. Yes, Saylor said he would never buy Bitcoin in 2013. He changed his tune. He started buying Bitcoin, right? He has quants. Like, he has people that are smart that are surrounding him. They have to. If he sells 32 here, what if he buys back today? What if he buys 70 today? I'm just saying. You have so many people that say, "Oh my God, he shouldn't own 4%. The dude continues to buy. He shouldn't own. It's not fair, da 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 da." He sells. Oh my God, look what he's doing. I mean, they got a business to operate. I mean, I'm just saying. If they saw that it was fit to go ahead and sell, so be it. So be it. I'm telling you, if Michael Saylor selling is a huge problem, then Bitcoin has a huge problem. I'm telling you right now, if Saylor selling causes panic, then Bitcoin has a bigger problem than Saylor. And I stand on that. And you can clip that up. You can send that out to everybody and your mama. We'll be right back after this. We'll have Landy on for 15 minutes to break down the markets.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome back to Technical Difficulties. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. All right, we're gonna bring on Landy here. Landy's screaming in the back. Let me on. Let me on. We got Landy on for 15 minutes. Don't worry about it. We got Landy on. What's going on, Landy? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, good morning to you. What's going on? Landy? Landy, we don't hear you. I don't hear you at least.
There we go. Hold on. My bad.
You can't have technical difficulties coming on to the breakdown, bro. Like this is not an audition, bro.
Oh, hello. Hello, David. Hi. How are you? Long-time listener, first-time caller. So got a little nervous there. Almost puked out all of the plastic green plants that I was eating in the green room.
Bro, I am so fucking hurting today. Like I am hurting. Like when I am telling you right now, Landy, I'm hurting. Hurting.
I'm sorry to hear that, David.
2.5 hours, weighted vest that did not come off.
Well,
bro, I went to a dark place.
I can only imagine.
No. I really went to a dark place yesterday. I put to the point where I had to put my hoodie over my head. Like I put the hoodie over my head, and I had like these on.
Yeah.
And people crying about Michael Saylor selling 32 Bitcoin.
32 Bitcoin.
Bro, this is a walk in the park.
Oh no. 32 Bitcoin, not $2.5 million on the billions and billions and billions of dollars that's traded every day. Look, I get why there is the fervor. It's about his messaging. It's less about the sale. I don't care. Like a friend of mine, who I frequently interact with, on Spaces, been on their show a few times, and then they're an analyst. Said on a Space, like, I think it's actually a good thing. He's proven that he can be a market participant, and regardless of the narrative that's being painted. Shout out to Mr. Spread, by the way. I think he put it really well, is like, regardless of the narrative, showing that can be a market participant is really important to the markets, not just an accumulator and speculator. And I agree with him. Look, I think that it's fine. I don't care. There's a lot of people that became like very enamored with him being the face of Bitcoin. And look, like, yeah, that's the marketing aspect of things.
He's still the face of Bitcoin.
But there is no face of Bitcoin. And I think even he would argue that.
To the traditional markets. Like, sure. I'm just saying he's the face of Bitcoin for those that are not on crypto Twitter. And that's okay.
I guess. Look, he's the branding and the marketing. I think he has been brilliant with getting people on board with Bitcoin. And I think that's more important than even MicroStrategy and Stretch and all the products themselves, is introducing people to what Bitcoin is. And look, OGs sell Bitcoin, Bitcoiners buy and sell all the time. So, it's actually, I really do agree with the take of, like, it's a good thing to see.
But the reason why they're overreacting is because Saylor said that he would never sell you Bitcoin, sell your kidneys before you. I get it. I can. You want to hold them to that? No problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to hold. Okay.
I understand where they're coming from.
Why can't we? Landy, I don't kiss nobody's ass. You should know this.
Yeah.
I kiss nobody's ass. I truly believe Saylor is absolutely obsessed with Bitcoin.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm pretty sure, like, he didn't want to sell 32. And I'm pretty sure he knew by selling 32 BTC, this would happen. You would have all the creatures come out. But he doesn't, like, I'm thinking Sailor doesn't give a shit about any of the creatures that come out of the woods. 90% of them don't hold Bitcoin. Let's be honest. The people that are critiquing or bashing, they don't own Bitcoin. They don't. They don't own Bitcoin. Like the 10% that are talking, they own Bitcoin. The rest of them, and I've observed the timeline. They got XRP, XLM, fucking Solana. They got all types of things in their names. And I know a lot of them do not hold Bitcoin. So why do you care? Why do you?
Yeah,
And if he
it's
buys back today,
opportunism.
let me ask you a question. If he buys, if Strategy somehow buys Bitcoin today at, like, let's say 40 Bitcoin today, what happens?
Well, I mean, of course, the narrative will still be, no matter what he does, the narrative from the moment that he entertained selling Bitcoin, the narrative already was that it's all falling apart and all that kind of stuff. Look, it's not, and I've said this before. There's a difference between um, saying that Michael Saylor will never sell Bitcoin and Michael Saylor doesn't need to sell Bitcoin. Right? They're two different, because there is no direct route to the underlying asset that requires the sale. Now, there's other arguments that you could say for financial purposes and like all this kind of stuff that it would need to be done. This wasn't for financial purposes. In fact, this was a bit of market baiting, in my opinion, in that
You want me
sale.
to be honest? I think he wants to buy back lower.
Well, the fact of the matter is, uh, what
And
I find
he's
interesting.
in that position to do it.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not saying that he's doing, market manipulation. I'm just saying that if Sailor sells, right? Look what happened.
Well, the
Can
biggest
he buy
thing.
back lower?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, here's I actually have because we know where his sell was. I have the Bitcoin chart up for you.
Wasn't the sell
Um,
last week though, too?
yeah, it
Hold on.
was at
Yeah.
$77,000, and I wanted to kind of talk about that for a moment. Um, one, you can see Bitcoin is trading into the area that we talked about last week. I warned about Bitcoin being right at support. If oil spikes, expect it to actually go in and fill out the support. We have now seen that. So 70,500 essentially to 72.2 here. We've seen that move now. For the bulls, by the way, you want to see the bottom side hold up on daily closes. And if it does get down to 68 to 69, eyes on, that's it's an area that the bulls need to hold and aggressively bounce from if it gets there. Otherwise, we're going much lower. But they sold over here. They sold just shy of, so after the highs came in, Bitcoin came down to 76K and then bounced up to try to recover and got front run around this $78,000 level, just ahead of this 78.4 weekly. And that's when Sailor sold. That's when he sold those 32 Bitcoin. That's a good sale, right? That's actually a good trade, because it depends on when he bought, but I think it was above his cost basis, right? And their cost basis for Bitcoin or somewhere around it, because the trend broke down. You got the nice bounce and then a fail to reclaim, and then you got a sale on it. Obviously, the news didn't come out last week. A lot of people are saying like, "Oh, Bitcoin dumped off because the news of Michael said." No, it didn't. It's in a downtrend on the daily. It came into the big area of 74 to 76. This is, aggressive selling down into the support here is because Bitcoin came down to a support, lost it, retested it multiple times, and it's going down for some liquidity. It has nothing to do with his sale that occurred last week. That's just silly. It has everything to do with um, oil spiking up aggressively after finding a local low, right? Like that's that. And I talked about this with you last week. If we see
Yeah.
Bitcoin tease in support, if oil spikes, expect it to go fill it out. And what you want to see is how Bitcoin reacts here, because if it does fall through, then it's probably going to fall further. But when it comes to Sailor and strategy, I think that was a good sell. And in fact, not only was it a good sell, um, if what I would like to see, I'll be honest with you, what I'd like to see, because there's nothing precluding them from moving the market. they can move the market up and down if they really wanted. There's no one that can say or do anything. There's no rules against it. They can sell underlying to get priced down and buy back, and people would
No,
cry
this is
market
why this is
manipulation.
why there's an argument that people didn't want Sailor or one person to have this much supply in their hands.
Sure. I mean, what is it? His Bitcoin stack is under 1 million. Let me just point out that miners do many transfers and miner wallets, which can be traced from the Coinbase transaction, which is the payout in the new block
Yeah.
for the mined Bitcoin. The Coinbase transaction, you can actually track miner wallets. Miner wallets hold 1.8 million Bitcoin. They're bigger than your iBit and your strategy combined, right? So, and that's just miners. And then you have the entire crypto native exchange ecosystem with, well over 2 million Bitcoin that can be tracked via flows. That's not Merkle tree or anything proof of reserves. It's just
Yeah.
in and out versus the wallets. So like yeah, it's a lot, but realistically, there's many different vectors for pushing the market around, whether you're looking at the paper side, the OTC side, the open interest side with perpetuals and futures. Like there's all kinds of different ways in which you can move the market around. Spot selling and spot buying are the most powerful signals in the market. So absolutely, if he was to dump like 100, 200, 300, 400, it's going to have a lot of it's going to have a lot of interest from the market participants. But realistically, in this market, it's such a liquid market that it would get eaten up fairly quickly. I mean, look at what, the billions of dollars. Remember in that the billions of dollars that Germany sold on the lows and the market ate it up and then
Yeah,
just it
quick.
went right back up. So it's
Quick.
not really that big of a, yeah, I get it. The amount is scary and the narrative is scary for people, but
What, 32 Bitcoin is scary? Like people sell
no,
that
no,
on
I
the
mean, the
daily.
amount that he holds is scary to some
Oh, yeah.
people.
Well, again, that's something that's been a conversation, right? Even when
Yeah,
we were at 127, whatever, doesn't matter. Like people were just like, man, should somebody really own? But you can't say should somebody really own if anybody can come here and buy.
yeah, and they can buy as much as they want. I
So
mean, realistically, there's not, and to this day, even with all of the market participants here in the new cohort of institutions and DATs, OGs still hold more than half of the Bitcoin in circulation, and that's not including the lost coins, right?
yeah,
Those wallets that are lost. So, I mean, look, I this is I get people. I've never been like whenever asked about strategy or prior, micro strategy and then strategy and what he's doing there. Everybody is always, obviously in the Bitcoin community asked me for like super hyperbolic takes. And it's like, I don't really care. Do I think what he's doing is good or bad? No. He's a market participant. He's created a product on the other side of that. Now, multiple products on the other side of that. He's utilizing Bitcoin's volatility. He's got his pitch to the market. Let him do what he's going to do. Is it what can you do about it? What can I do about it? No one can really say anything. I think that people just get really overexcited, which I thought was weird, right? Because for like the Bitcoin OGs, especially on social media that declare that they are Bitcoin maximalists, not your keys, not your coin kind of crew, to be championing, all these larger institutions buying Bitcoin and creating products out of it, kind of flies in the face of everything that they preached up to the moment that these larger market participants came in. It's nothing that I've ever been against, by the way. It's like, whatever, they're going to be here. It's a free market. Like, come and buy it if you want. But, that then they're for it and then they're against it. And then it's just, I don't know. I think it's a lot of it is for a lot of the hyperbolic takes are for engagement, in my opinion,
yeah,
right? I think that when you talk to him, he talked quite a bit about like his understanding, I should say. What I got out of that was his understanding of Bitcoin and the Bitcoin holders. I think he understands Bitcoin very, very well. I think he understands the holders. More importantly, he understands the OGs. He understands how the market moves. He understands how the crypto native exchanges work, how the open interest works. He understands the productization that was happening in traditional finance on the futures side of things, the futures ETF side of things before spot came in, right? He understands this because he's been here for a while as a market participant anyway. So, and he's really done a lot of research. So when I look at Michael Saylor, and I think that he is an authoritative expert on Bitcoin itself. He understands the network at its very core, to the point where he's projects that I've worked with in the past, he's talking about, right, on his on their calls and stuff, right? And shout out to them, right? Great job. He understands those are network level projects. Like, he actually understands what's going on in Bitcoin. He understands what's going on with the mining side of things. He understands what's going on with the holder side of things. And he's figured out a long time ago how to position himself in on the marketing side of things. Now he's going to get beat up over this, but realistically, does it matter what people say on X? No. No, guess what? What you say on X, what you say on social media doesn't matter. It's where the money is.
You
That's
imagine that you ran your business based on what people on X have to say? You'd be broke. You'd literally be broke. I
most
respectfully
that do
say that.
listen are broke.
No, I'm just saying. You imagine Michael Saylor just, oh yeah, no, I'll listen to the people here and run strategy as they see fit. The same people that have quit their jobs at IHOP to chase. Hey, listen, I God bless you guys, to chase a wonderful opportunity here in the crypto industry. They're telling people how they should go ahead and operate a business. Again, I get the whole thing where Saylor comes out. He says, always buy Bitcoin, sell your liver, sell your kidneys, your organs to go ahead and buy Bitcoin. By the way, TikTok, that was a statement made by him, not me, okay? And that it's a playful statement. You imagine you have to make sure you say things that don't hurt you on TikTok? Fuck. Look at this. We reviewed your appeal and confirmed that gifting and visibility for this live cannot be restored in and recommended and search. I don't even know what happened. I don't even know what happened to get the warning. I don't even know what happened to get the warning.
It's just people jumping in and
like, there was nothing here.
Report.
There was nothing said today. We're talking about Michael Saylor selling 32. Here's what was talked about today. And what we're talking about. We're talking about 32 Bitcoin sold by strategy. We're talking about Odell Beckham coming back to the New York Giants. Oh man, I wanted that to happen. We're talking about Karen Bass surging. Polymarket has her surging at 61 or 62% right now. That's crazy. It's like Californians hate California. So tell me where something was said that it offended TikTok and the moderating team. This is ridiculous. Nothing. Trump, you got to sell this company to somebody else. You got to sell TikTok to somebody else. This is crazy. Can't even talk on here. I'm trying to be nice the entire time. Replay this entire live. Anyway, welcome to the breakdown, episode 719. For me personally, I'm going to keep saying this. It is easy to front run this market, especially Bitcoin. It is easy. Very easy to front run it. You already know the liquidity's here, and it's aiming for Bitcoin. Aiming. It's literally sitting there waiting to get in. Look at all the cycles. All you have to do is look at all the cycles. What do we bottom out at? What, 3,000, 30, what was it, 32, 3,500, whatever it was. 15. What was it, 7 before? 15. We're at, we've been hovering 60, 70. Front run the market. Front run it. You know where it's going. You know where it's heading. Anyway. Lanny, what do you see happening in the next week or so with the, or I guess let's go with, is it May go away or is it
Well,
stay in May?
May is gone already. So May has already gone away.
You get what
I
I'm
mean,
going.
you could make an argument for Bitcoin. I mean, look, it's a bear market. So, the sell in May signal was when it rejected off the monthly. And that was at 82.5 to $83,000. That's the area that we were looking at. It's an area I talked about with you quite a bit above the 78 to 80. We could see a monthly run. That was a perfect bearish retest. That happened in, early into mid-May, started to break down. So, you could say that, sure, sell in May and go away is a narrative that held up. The fact of the matter is it's not universal, right? Traditional markets continue to melt up because of capital flight to the US markets. And realistically, what I've been talking about for quite some time is the base of global economies being energy. And in this case, we're looking at oil. When you see that the actual move up in oil was defied by the actual US markets, the real economies in Europe and Asia are getting hit very, very hard in an outsized way versus in the US right now, although the US is starting to feel it through the core metrics. Um, the biggest thing is right now, the trend in US markets being a bull trend off of the lows. When you see those spikes in oil, you're seeing smaller corrections. When you see it in a bear market for something like Bitcoin and crypto assets, you're seeing them reject off of key levels to the upside, bearish retest, and continue to the downside. So, not really that surprising. It is about market structure. And it's one of those things of, if you are paying attention to that market structure, you can get a very easy read for when we are seeing the money flows through bonds and when we see the price movements in oil. And you could even say, by that extent, natural gas, although it's a little less significant here in the US because the demand for natural gas goes down when we start entering the spring and summer months. But we have a lot of economic data that is coming out that's starting to support that the volatile move in oil in particular is starting to work its way through to the core metrics in the US economy, specifically the core metrics that the actual Fed keeps track of. So when you're looking at core versus, like CPI, you're looking at core CPI versus the CPI print, the core print stripping out that volatility, but you start to see it bleed through. And we are starting to see that bleed through. And I think we're going to continue to see that throughout the summer in terms of inflationary metrics because of the sustained higher floor on oil prices for WTI and Brent, so on and so forth. So not really that surprising. The
So
market,
summer, so everybody can go on their summer vacations.
I mean, I would still be paying very close attention for opportunities in traditional markets and in Bitcoin as the summer progresses.
I'm not
B-
saying up. I'm just saying in general, like you can
Yeah,
go ahead and look at your phone here and there and DCA into Bitcoin or whatever, Ethereum. Like Tom Lee bought another fucking, I don't know, I
a
don't know how
lot of
much he bought.
Ethereum. Yeah, bought a
Yeah,
lot of
but
Ethereum.
not now. I know what's gonna happen now. It's gonna shift. Tom Lee's gonna. I'm not selling Ethereum. Yeah, because you're in no position to sell Ethereum. But what is he in nine? What is it about $9 million in loss at this point? But and I don't know where Ethereum's going. I'm a big Ethereum fan. So basically, I'm gonna say enjoy your summer. Enjoy, and if it goes up, if shit goes up during the summertime, great. If it doesn't, it is what it is. Quarter three, quarter four, right? Is that what we've been talking about? Quarter three, quarter four?
Um, if you're looking for a low or a bottom in markets, probably in terms of time frame, Q3 to Q4 is probably the safe time frame to begin to look, but that's not necessarily going to remain like perfect or true in terms of time frame. That's an estimated time frame. So end of Q3 into Q4 is generally where we see that we have confluence for a potential macro low to start forming. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to form there, right? Because there is a shift in, if you're looking at Bitcoin and crypto in terms of cycles, which you should be looking at, is that Bitcoin it's been changing over time. So we saw a new all-time high prior to the halving. That was the first new all-time high we had ever seen prior to a halving. And we saw, in terms of Bitcoin and the network, we saw a post-halving capitulation event for miners come in very late. So
Yeah.
but in general, end of Q3 coming into Q4 is when I'd be paying attention to if there is a macro low forming, or has it already, is the potential for that macro low to have already been in, and we're starting to see some sort of a turnaround or consolidation that could break structure and actually go through and figure out if we actually have that opportunity to set that macro low. Right now, everybody that's been saying on the timeline that 60K is the macro low, I've been fighting against, because there's nothing saying that that is the macro low yet. We need to see more tests to the downside that actually hold that area in order for it to form a macro low. But many of, as soon as it came in, we're like, well, that's the low. But they've been saying that the entire trend down. And until we actually start to see something substantial change, you know, there's nothing saying that 60K is the macro low in. In fact, I'm still looking, and I've said this a lot since I called the high at 123 to 125K, by the way, um, is that when going into a bear market, it's going to take some time. And since we hit 60K, it has looked very much like we would go back up and bearishly retest the area that just broke down, and the 80K to low 80K region. We've now seen that. I am looking for a higher potential for another leg down into the mid to low 50s, and potentially even into the upper 40s, or mid to upper 40s. That's still on the table. And that hasn't changed. It's a matter of, if we see longer time frames, like a monthly close below the mid 50s, I think we're in for a pretty violent ride to the downside, and likely going to take a while to form structure to actually put in a macro low. I mean, that's realistic. And I've said this since we rejected at 98 to 102, which was one of the key levels overhead. Um, that going down to test into the 80s in dangerous structure, that is the area that needs to be reclaimed. Well, that still remains true even within this structure, because we haven't had a significant structural change that has pointed to anything below 100K shifting back out of this particular bearish market longer term. So I think it's going to take time. I think end of Q3 to Q4, pay very close attention, see if we have the opportunity to start forming a low, whether it's here or lower, in which I think at the moment we're probably looking lower, because if traditional markets, which badly need a larger correction, right? They've been melting up for a while and they can continue to melt up, but they need a correction. And depending on where Bitcoin is, especially if it's, below 70 and plummet into the mid to low 60s, we're probably looking at the next bigger correction, risk rotation, having Bitcoin plumb the lows and test lower. That's my take right now. I've been talking about this for quite some time on the market updates, and I would think there's not too many that would disagree that actually have their head screwed on straight. But you never know.
Landy will be on tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the market update. It's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. He'll be breaking this down. Landy, it's good to have you on here as always.
Thanks, David. I appreciate you having me.
I'll talk to you later, man.
All right. Take care of yourself, brother.
All right. Episode 719. Okay. Michael Saylor sold. Oh my God. It's panic. People are panicking. No need to panic. Shout out to Landy. Landy breaks down the markets. Tune into him at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to get a recap of the markets and where it's heading. Okay. None of it's financial advice, but you go ahead and tune in and you figure out where is all this shit heading. We'll be right back after this commercial break. I got shit to talk about. The markets, business, sports. We'll be right back.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome back. Man, why is the screen? I got to switch back. Welcome back to the breakdown, episode 719. It's Monday. It's 1:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've been on for an hour and 14 minutes and 29 seconds. I've noticed I've always done that. I was looking back at videos yesterday as I was laying. I was laying and like, I'm hurting. I gotta tell, I am hurting. Having a vest, a weighted vest on ain't nothing to mess with, man. Stairmaster, treadmill, actual running, lifting. Like, I don't feel my body. Like, I really don't feel my body. I don't feel my fucking body. But it'll be worth it, right? It'll be worth it when, August. That's the August. There's something that I'm going to be doing in August. It'll be all worth it. It'll be worth it. Anyway, to touch on it again, I don't see it as a big issue that Michael Saylor sold. Good for him. Yes, listen, he's going to take flack for going out there and saying never sell your Bitcoin, you never sell your Bitcoin, and then Strategy sells its Bitcoin. He could go ahead and say, like, I've never sold my Bitcoin, the company sold Bitcoin. But that's still, it's hand in hand. 32 Bitcoin were sold. So that's why everybody's going to be on him. You're going to have more of the haters than the actual believers in Bitcoin be on Saylor's ass about that. That's bottom line. You're just going to have more people on his ass that don't own Bitcoin, that despise Bitcoin, don't like him, that will go out there and they will be banging the drum saying, look at your hero. He went ahead and sold. It is what it is. At the end of the day, this is an opportunity. And I'm going to continue to say that. Yeah, I'm going to continue to say that. It is an opportunity for you to, if you have the resources, it is an opportunity for you to scoop it up. Guess what? BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard, name them all out right now. Guarantee you, they see it as an opportunity. They'll pick it up. There's a need. There is a need. There's a want, I should say, for Bitcoin. Bottom line, there's a want for it. I want to buy it. See, here's the thing. There are a lot of people that probably want to buy it, but they're just waiting for like lower prices. So you have a lot of people that have money on the sideline. They're waiting. They're like, okay. I'm somebody who DCA. I'll buy at 70. I'll buy at 60. I'll buy at 50. Whatever. Doesn't matter to me. But some of these guys with their quants, they're like, yo, let's wait. Let's not buy here. It's at 70. Let's see if it goes to 50. And they'll patiently wait. And then they'll scoop in and they'll buy. So again, like this whole Saylor sold, I'm gonna have to round back here again and say, if Bitcoin's longevity is hinged on Saylor not selling, then Bitcoin has bigger problems than Saylor selling. I'm being serious. Like, think about that. Sit back and let that marinate. Saylor's gonna go and buy Bitcoin, and you're expecting him never to sell it. Like, even when he says it, like at some point you have to sell. You have to take a profit, no? You have to take a profit. Is Landy talking by himself, by the way? I'm looking at comments now. Landy, are you talking by yourself? I can't see the comments. Landy, are you talking to yourself, bro? Yo, I gotta screenshot this. Like, you can't see it. Like, all you see is you talking to yourself, bro. Anyway, welcome to the breakdown. Also, again, I'm very happy. No, literally, if I take a picture right now, you go into the back room. You're talking to yourself, bro. I don't even know who the fuck you're talking to. Anyway, I'm only laughing because I'm like, yo, why is Landy still here? My feed's broken? I would have guessed my feed's broken. Restream sucks. I gotta tell you, shout out to Restream. You suck. Like, you have such an opportunity to be great, but you absolutely suck. Like, people from TikTok can't have a conversation from Kick, and Kick can't conversate with TikTok. Nobody can conversate on X. Like, this is whack, man. Everybody should be able to go into one room and have a conversation from no matter what social media platform they're using. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't see anything. It's simply Rob. I don't see him. I swear, I thought Landy was talking. I literally thought Landy was talking to himself. I'm like, well, who is he? I'm like, why is he saying all these things? Anyway, shout out to TikTok. I'm restricted on there right now for, I don't know what. Did I say that it's because of Odell Beckham being signed to the New York Giants that I'm absolutely excited that one of the best wide receivers to ever play the game is coming back to New York? And he's going to have Jackson Dart throwing the ball at him. Oops, I said Jackson Dart, the guy who introduced the president. Shit. Anyway, let's go to the meme economy, right? Should we go talk about memes? Let's talk about a happier subject. Let's see. Well, I don't know how happy this is. Meme coin trading volume dries. Why do you think? Why do you think meme coin trading volume has dried up? I swear, I'm telling you, I come online, I go on Twitter, and all I see is a bunch of salespeople trying to sell me their product. Nobody's even trying to listen. Like, I could tell you, hey, I got into a dope meme, and you're like, hey, but my meme, check out this. Like, bro, like, you're selling to everybody's selling to each other. It's a fucking sales event. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. It's wild to watch. That's why you need to, if you're gonna be memers, you're gonna be in the meme economy, you gotta find the things that you truly, truly believe in, you truly love. That's it. I believe, and I will stand on this, that the OG memes will make a comeback. Will there be a few that do run as well? Yeah, absolutely. Some newcomers, yeah, 100%. But I believe the ones that showed you strength from previous cycles, they will run. And then, of course, you'll have one or two or three, 4 or 5 that'll also come out of nowhere and they'll run up as well. So that's where I would focus on. You know what I would focus? I look at my portfolio right now, okay? I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is ever financial advice. Here's, though, what I would do. This is what I would do. This is educational. I look at my portfolio. I'd open up my portfolio right now, and I'd be like, what in the goddamn, what is this? That would probably be my reaction. If I were you, not me, but like, if I were you, I'd be, holy shit, what is this? It's all red in here. I would look at every single thing that I have and I would be like, is this worth keeping? And I'd look at the community, I look at the team, I look at how often do they meme, I gauge the social media sentiment of the meme and see if it's worth keeping. And this is not just for memes, this is also for utilities. If you're in Chainlink, Polkadot, Cardano, you start looking. XRP, you got to start looking. What is the social sentiment out there? And you got to cut your ties, man. You got to cut your ties. At some point, you got to say, yo, this ain't going to work out, okay? This is a bad relationship. You're stuck in a bad relationship. I got to get out of it. I got to get out of this. I'm not happy. And you take your losses. Like right now, if you put 50 grand into something, I'm gonna give you an example. You put 50 grand into something and you have $5,000 left in whatever crock of shit that you went into. Now, if you believe, if people are still working, if the team is still working, and if you really sincerely believe in this shit, fine, God bless you. But if there's no active community, if nobody's talking about it, if the founders left, if the team left, take your 5Gs and go into something. Even if the you know what I would do? I would go into something that has a high market cap. Why? Because it shows strength. I'd rather make a 1x than pray for a 1000x. That too, Jessica, you made a great point. Jessica said tax loss harvesting, and absolutely. That's what you should do. I mean, you already took the loss on your forehead, just at least have something to write off. That's how you can get back on your feet. A lot of people who are smart, who are willing to take the loss, they'll take the loss on the $50,000 that they put in now, and that shit's 5,000 right now. You take the 5 and you put it into something that you know is going to go up. Even Bitcoin. Like, you take 5 grand, you put it into Bitcoin, you know it's going to go back up. Ethereum, as much as I am so down on Ethereum right now, I am absolutely down on Ethereum. Because when Vitalik came out and he started to talk about his goddamn decentralized novel, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? What are we doing? I have been coming on to this show for fucking years. What are we doing? Decentralized novels and books? That's crazy. You got people that put their entire life savings into you, Vitalik. You're talking about decentralized fucking novels. Jesus. Motherfuckers took money up from under their house and put it into Ethereum, and Vitalik is like, hey man, coming out with a new book. It's decentralized as well. Stay tuned. Like, what? Do you understand what's happening right now? You got Bankless. You got one of the guys from Bankless. I think his name is David. He sold all his Ethereum. You got people selling Ethereum, and you're out here talking about decentralized books. What's next? I'm coming out with a coloring book. It's decentralized. Really? Come on. Come on, V. V, what are you doing, блядь? Что ты делаешь? Что ты делаешь, V? Я не понимаю, что ты тут делаешь. Я с тобой по-русски буду говорить сейчас. Виталик, что с тобой, блядь? Мы тут сидим, ждем. Ты нихуя не сделал. О, делаешь, блядь. Меня не волнует, какой ты будешь писать, какую книгу. Ну давай уже, блядь. Сделай что-то. У меня много денег сидят in Ethereum, а ты тут балуешься. Выходишь тут, говоришь, я decentralized books буду делать. Ну что это, блядь, come on. Anyway, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome back to the show. Let me, I wanted to talk about, I could talk about Trump, but I wanted to also talk about stocks. You know, one thing, again, another thing I was thinking about this past weekend after doing some brutal fucking training. I sat back when I had the moment and I was like, you know what? My stocks have done fantastic. The stock market, like I should give I gotta tell you, without the stock market, well, look, I got Bitcoin, I got ETH and Sol and shit like that. So like, and I got in really good and I've always held. So like, I'm good there. But like the stock market has done fucking great for me, man. Like Trump is really like the forget about pro crypto. He's like the pro stock market guy, bro. He's the pro stock market president. Like he is the greatest stock market president of all time. Cause like even your 401k should be like if you guys, a lot of you guys should have 401ks, and if you look at your 401ks, they're doing great. You're up big, right? Chat, tell me on TikTok, for those who still have visibility on this chat, tell me right now, like, how's your 401ks looking? They probably look good. They look great. You could be the biggest Trump hater, but you got to acknowledge the 401k looks marvelous, right? Anything that like the AI stuff, like Dell, I'm going to tell you, my Ford stocks are looking good. And I'm going to tell you, like, I bought Ford accidentally. I accidentally bought Ford stock. And that's when I went on Robinhood. I accidentally bought Ford because they ask you, like which stocks. They gamified that application so good, man. They made me buy Ford stock, and I don't even know why. And I look back, my Ford stock is doing great. I bought it at all-time low. You should be diversified in everything. I talked about this on when I used to do spaces, besides the live streams here and the live shows and the podcast. I would tell you, diversify, buy land, crypto, stocks, have everything. Have and be in everything. Yeah, I already got I got restricted for talking about, I don't even know what I said. I'm literally sitting here like, I don't know what I said today to get the restriction. I have zero clue. But the stock market's doing phenomenal. The stock market is absolutely doing phenomenal. And it's crazy. You know why it's crazy? Because Landy's going to come on tomorrow and say, well, I told you this is where we're heading. Tokenized stocks. He's going to come here and he's going to say that. But I don't care what he says. And you know what, though? I got to sit back and say, a lot of people might go into tokenized stocks because they show revenue and they show a real team and they show real faces. So maybe people just might say, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm telling you, man. I am telling you. The memes are the last sector here. The memes are the last line of defense for you to make any sort of money here. Maybe a few utilities, but that's it. What do you have right now? What do I think will do very well in crypto? Obviously, Bitcoin. The major utilities, AI, privacy, and a few memes. That's it. I think some people are going to get so tired of all the bullshit on crypto that they might switch over into tokenized stocks, and they're going to go after, obviously, the stocks that aren't doing shit, okay? And they're going to play it like a fucking pump fund fucking ticker. And they'll jump all into it. I see it happen. I already see it happening. That's the next thing. Watch, mark my words. The next thing will be people getting into tokenized stocks, but getting into tokenized stocks that are like at 50 cents or $1 or $2. That's where they'll be heading to. They're not getting Tesla, okay? They're not going to get Tesla. They're not going to get Samsung or Nike or Apple. They're not going after that. They're not. But right now, my stock portfolio has outperformed my, and I'm good on the crypto side, but it's absolutely outperformed. And I think a lot of people can say that. I mean, look, Bitcoin outperformed NASDAQ before it went backwards. Right? I'm just saying. That's why, like, you have to be diversified. You just have to be. Because if one thing ain't working, the other one is. Like, you have to have that balance. When I hear people say that they're diversified in crypto, I'm like, you're crazy. Okay? And I do believe on the privacy sector, I believe Midnight, Monero, Zcash, Litecoin, Dash, these things will do very well. If you don't have them, you should at least be looking. That's what I like. A lot of you guys aren't looking. You're not researching. I don't know how many times I have to say this. You're just not, your head's not into it. The only time your head gets into it is when you see a green candle and then you start chasing. If only you learn not to chase and actually get in and have some balls and get in before shit takes off. Why do you consistently wait for something to take off before, like, believing in the mother? It's not about market caps. Most of the most successful people that I know in crypto got in when it was red. I'm talking about real traders that I know in this space. They're not getting into 8K market cap shitters or 10K market cap shitters. No, they're getting into assets that they see as underappreciated. Kind of like, let's say, Chainlink. Chainlink is, what's Chainlink at? Let's look. What's the number on Chainlink right now? Give me a second. Let me look this up. What's Chainlink at? Chainlink right now is at $8.88. Chainlink right now, let me go ahead and bring up the screen. Hold on one second. Let me bring this up. Chainlink right now sits at, by the way, you can go to gmarkets.io to get the latest news on your favorite assets, whether it's XRP or Chainlink, whether it's Apu or Bobo or Pepe, or whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana, you can go here. G Markets, we list things and we make it fair. Okay? The communities should be able to get their shit listed and not be pushed aside by the cabal, and where the cabal only caters to their friends and family. No. Gmarkets.io is absolutely different. By the way, shout out to the people and the projects that have signed up. Anyway. Chainlink is at $8.88. Chainlink went over $50. Do you not think that Chainlink is not going to go over its all-time high ever again? Do you really believe that Chainlink will not see all-time highs ever again? Do you really believe that? Chainlink, which is working with the government, Chainlink that will be working with all types of institutions to tokenize assets, you really believe it's going to stay at $8.88? I'm making this easy. Like, this is I am breaking it down in layman's terms for you here. You believe Chainlink will stay? If you believe Chainlink will stay at $8.88, you're crazy. What else is out here? Let's go to the memes real quick. What's Bobo doing? I don't know if that's the Bobo. Oh. No, that's not Bobo. Oh, no, that is Bobo. Bobo's at 9.42 million. And Bobo hasn't even done anything yet. Rex Akashi still got to wait until what, I think August, in order to go ahead and be able to use the assets that he's going to have. It's crazy. Let's look at Solana. What's Solana at today? Solana's at $80.88. You don't think Solana's going to go back to 300 or cross 300? Let's see if Solana does, I don't know, hypothetical. Let's look. If Solana does, if Solana gets to BNB's market cap, it would be at 160. Let's look at something else. What if it does? If Solana does Ethereum's market cap, current market cap, it'd be worth $415.24. This is what I mean. Like, look, you can get a 5x. You can get a 5x by taking a loss on something that's never coming back and going into Solana. What if it does Bitcoin's market cap? Ooh, you imagine? You imagine if Solana ever came close to Bitcoin's market cap? 2481. Let's look at let's go to XRP. Let's go to XRP. XRP. It's at $1.30. Everybody wanted cheaper prices. Everybody wanted cheaper prices on XRP when it was fucking flying. Okay. If this is where I want to talk to XRP people. Okay. Remember when I told you guys, like, y'all crazy if you think it's hitting $25,000 per token? You had all these TikTok. This is why I want you guys to see. You got to see this visually to understand why you have a lot of people who are selling you ebooks on TikTok and using XRP's name or Ripple's name to get viewership and engagement. If XRP were to hit Bitcoin's market cap, the highest right now, the highest it goes, that's a $1.43 trillion market cap. It would be $23.14. Yet you have people that are talking about, oh my God, this shit is going to hit $25,000 per token. And when I say it's not, like, be sad. What you guys have watched me, what have I said? I said, listen, if it does this kind of number, hold on, let me get something here. If, well, I said higher than this. I can see XRP going to $5, $7. High could be 9. But like next time somebody starts telling you about where something can go to gmarkets.io and just compare the market cap. It will break everything down for you. It will break everything down for you. It will tell you, it will show you your bag scenarios. Like how much money if you put in $1,000, if you put in $1,000 into XRP today, you'd be at 29.7871. 10,000, you'd be at 29.7. You put 100 grand in, you'd almost be at 300 grand. You could do this with any token you want. Any token. And it's free. I encourage you to go there. Go to gmarkets.io. Go to gmarkets.io. It's a good tool. Besides seeing things being listed and verified, it's a good tool to analyze the holders, to analyze market caps. It does factor in burn rates. Like everything's factored in. So you don't have to go on here onto social media looking for, I'm telling you, you have it so easy. I didn't have this. I didn't have this available to me. I didn't have this available to me. A lot of us did not have this available. We didn't have this data. It took fucking days to get to 20% of this. You have it right here. So for anybody who says that they can't make it in crypto, it's just fucking lazy. Anybody who says that they cannot make it in crypto, that they cannot win in crypto, they are lazy. They don't want to use tools like this. That my company is giving it to you for free. You don't want to use it to get ahead. That's crazy. That's insanity. When you have it right in your hand, it's right in your hands. Right, look, right. It's right in your hands. We'll be right back after this.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome back. I want to look through this before we go today. It's sunny as hell outside, and I'm going to catch, I need that one day where I hit the beach and I just stay there for like 9 hours. And then I just become a different person. By the way, I don't, before we get back to this, hold on. Before we get back to this, I gotta say, man, because I try out a lot of new things, right? Relax, okay? I feel like this the TikTok shop right now. I tried this out today just to see. I'm always an Oral-B kind of guy, but I got this today, man. I gotta tell you, I unboxed it already, but I got this, and I gotta say, it's amazing. I know you guys have never seen this, okay? Now, I understand that you guys have never seen this. I know you've never seen a toothbrush, right? I know you've never seen a toothbrush, right? This is... This is a great toothbrush, okay? You put it on like this, and it has all these modes on it, right? You got clean, soft, whitening, massage, okay? I don't get sunburn. I get dark. I get golden DNA coming from Zeus type of things happening to me. Okay, listen. Aquasonic is really good. I'm not even paid by them, but they should pay me, but this is a great fucking toothbrush. I used it today. I know a lot of you guys don't brush your teeth. Now, this does... Relax, okay? And I'm sorry if you're offended. But for those who do brush their teeth and take care of their oral hygiene, this is it. This is it. I'm telling you, this is it. This is it. It's really good. That's why I was probably late to the show, because the massage mode was like massaging everything. Everything. I know. Somebody said I'm selling to the wrong audience. I know. And guys, you could use this, okay? You could use it. How about you just don't even brush your teeth? Just take a little bit of this shit and put it in your mouth, because I gotta tell you, man, I was talking to somebody, a few people, man, about going to events. Your breath stink, okay? Like, gum ain't working. Gum ain't working. You gotta need something strong. I've been cleaning gout lines all day. Ugh, okay. Yo, you'll see me next on the TikTok shop. I don't know how people can't brush their teeth. Like, that is nasty as hell not to brush your teeth. That is nasty. I seen a video when I was doom scrolling. I seen a video of a dude. He said, I ain't brushed my teeth for 63 years. I said, what? He's like, I've never had a cavity. I've never had a cavity in my life. I ain't brushed my teeth for 63 years. That is nasty. That's nasty. That's some crazy shit. That's some crazy. Yo, TikTok. Listen, Jessica, TikTok just don't like me, man. Okay, they hate the fact that I speak my mind. They don't like people that speak, okay, and stand on their business. That they don't like it. By the way, X / Twitter. Can I give y'all advice? Can you just get rid of like the live chat and the comment? Because you have people that are not participating in the live chat. They're going straight to comments and they're commenting on Twitter. Now, that could be good for algorithm. That could be good for algorithm. But I want the people here. Like, I want them in here. Like, I don't want to go out there looking at comments. Oh. I'm restricted. I probably got restricted for selling things that people do not use. And that is obviously, as showcased, that is a toothbrush. You know what? It reminds me of, like, it's kind of like, I feel like the toothbrush and toothpaste is kind of like, to y'all, it's kind of like garlic to a vampire, right? Or a cross to a vampire. Y'all see toothpaste and like a toothbrush and you're like, ah! You start melting. I'll behave. Leave me alone. Y'all see deodorant. Y'all run. You want to win in a fight against somebody in crypto, you throw a deodorant. You throw a deodorant bottle at them. That's it. That's not violence, by the way. You just throw a deodorant bottle, not at them, just near them. They're out. They're running. They're out. Let's go back to... By the way, the New York Giants are signing every single free agent wide receiver. What is happening? Odell, Juju. We signed the other cat from, I think, Tennessee or Houston. I'm not sure. He was with the Jets also. I think he's like a kick returner more so than anything else. But we got like 19 wide receivers. What's happening here? What's happening? Where's everybody playing? That's crazy. A lot of people don't wipe their ass. That's true. You know, wet wipes. Men's wipes. I need to do that thing on TikTok. The men's wipe shit. A lot of y'all need that too. Okay, you need to wipe your ass once in a while. How do you guys think you're gonna get girlfriends? Can I ask you a question before we go into market analysis here? How do you guys believe that you'll ever get a girlfriend? I'm interested. I'm interested in knowing how exactly are you going to kick it to a girl? You smell like crap. Your pants aren't hemmed, okay? Your shirt's wrinkled. How exactly is that happening? Dude wipes, there it goes. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we build Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
I'm serious when I was saying that. Like, how do you guys expect to get a girl? How do you guys expect to get a girl? How? You look horrific. And there are plenty of girls looking for guys, like, but you look horrific. Like, what do you think she's gonna say? Oh, I'm in love with his body odor. Like, she'll be like, oh, I love the, oh, I love the smell of onions. Like, what? Like, y'all make me laugh. I gotta say, y'all have courage. One thing you do have is you have the courage to, you got balls to walk up to a girl smelling like shit with a ripped shirt or with a shirt that's either too tight, showing your belly, or only a shirt that Shaq would wear. It's wild. Fran says, thank you. He flip side said that Dave is the guys who wear too much. Yeah, I gotta say that too, man. The dudes that wear fucking a whole bottle of cologne. Listen, you don't have to shower in cologne. You don't have to. It's very simple. I usually put I go like that, let it. I'm good. I'm good for the day. And it's not strong. It's not like Raid. Because a lot of you guys can turn cologne into Raid, smelling like something toxic because you put the whole bottle on you. Some people are allergic to, some people are allergic to colognes. Yeah, you'll come up to some girl and like she's gonna break out in hives. I can't. You know what? I can't. Honestly, I've learned so much in crypto. Like, I thought I knew it all. Obviously, I was born in New York City. I thought I've seen it all. Like, I've seen a crackhead get hit by a car and get up like he was Hancock. Okay? The movie Hancock. Like, I've seen things like, yo, oh shit. That's why I always said crackheads are our superheroes. I think every superhero movie was based on a crackhead. Like, they can jump from a building and land on their feet kind of thing. Like, I've seen things that y'all seen in movies that actually happen here. Like, I've seen it all, but like, I've really seen it all in crypto. Like, I've seen everything in crypto. Everything there is. I swear to God, I am so much more ready for the world than I was growing up in New York City. And that is crazy because you know how crazy it is to climb monkey bars in New York City. You know how dangerous it is to fall off of a monkey bar in New York City. You know. If you're from New York City, you know what I'm talking about. You know when we walk, some of y'all jaywalk. You know how dangerous it is with these yellow cabs and all this shit. Okay? I'm just saying. There is no reason. It's amazing. It's amazing. It is amazing. Well, tomorrow's show, we're gonna go on to gmarkets.io and we're gonna break down some really cool assets, some that I own, some that I don't. Maybe I will buy into them tomorrow. I don't know. Let's do that tomorrow. Let's be productive tomorrow. I don't know what's happening in Iran, okay? One day they're signing, the next day they're not. I don't really care anymore. Do you want me to be honest? I don't really care. I don't care. I don't care. One second they're signing, the next minute they're not. This, that, and the third. I don't give a shit no more. You know what I care about? Meteors not hitting New York City. Okay, we had one. Okay, in the Northeast, sonic boom. It's crazy. You know what? I gotta get out of New York. I gotta get out of New York. I'm moving to an island. I am moving to an island. And nobody saw it. That's the craziest part. We had no warning. Could you imagine? We had no warning of this goddamn meteor fucking doing doing a splashdown out here in the Northeast. I am moving to an island. I am picking an island. I am moving because I can live stream from any island. Okay, I could do a show from any island. I will do a show butt ass naked on an island while I'm suntanning. Anyway, I want to shout out the sponsors. Shout out to Midnight. By the way, hold on. Before we leave, let's talk about this real quick. Let's go ahead and share the screen. Let's share the screen. Where is there he goes. Okay. Let's share this. Let me put myself into the picture because I'm good on the eyes, right? I'm good on the eyes. I think, you know, if you're going to talk about privacy, and yes, obviously, full disclosure, you can see it on the goddamn show. Midnight is the sponsor, but there's nothing that Charles has done. Like everything that Charles has done in his career has worked out. So I'm going to place the bet on him, right? And privacy is a big, big thing. So let's see. Let's say Midnight does. It's 3 cents right now. And you know what Midnight reminds me of right now? It reminds me of what Cardano was when we were in a bear market. It was at like 2 cents. And then it ripped towards $3 and I think $3.24. Here you have Midnight. Privacy is a big thing. Zcash, you know, Monero. I have Midnight right there. Imagine if Midnight does the market cap of XRP. It'd be $4.83. So if you put $1,000 into midnight, if it does these numbers, that $1,000 would be $122,000. If you put $10,000 into midnight, it would be $1.22 million. And if you put 100 grand into midnight, it would be $12.2 million. Let's go to, you guys say, oh, it's not realistic. No problem. Let's go to Monero. Let's say it does Monero's numbers. Okay, let's say it does Monero numbers. You put $1,000 into midnight, it would be 10,000. You put 10,000 in, it would be 100 grand. You put 100 grand in, it would be $1 million. I'd rather bet on these kind of plays than bet on some shit that just came off of a goddamn launch pad. And especially since privacy is a big thing. Let's go to Zcash. Let's see what it would be against Zcash. Zcash is at 9.2 billion. If midnight reaches 9.2 billion, $1,000 in would be 14,000. $10,000 in would be 140,000. And 100 grand in would be 1.4 million. This is how you're supposed to do research. This is research. This is how you do research. This is how I do research. I'm using my own tools to make sure that I front run the market and that I come out of here with a profit. This right here, obviously, it's more than just the market cap, situation where it's comparing market caps. You can look at the team. You can look at the grades that are being given out. Here, look, I'll show you. There's grades, the G score that's given out. Here, market position, what kind of scores are getting there? Momentum, liquidity, community dev, risk profile. This is still being worked on, obviously, but C+. All-time high, 11 cents. All-time low, 2 cents. And it just breaks everything down for you. You don't need to go anywhere else. And it will tell you that which ones are comparable to midnight right now. And it'll give you a list. You guys have it so easy, man. You guys, I'm telling you, that's why you guys have it absolutely easy. Easy. This is a walk in the park for you guys. You had 2 hours of me. Okay? I hope you enjoyed it. I love being here. Hold on. Let me fucking bring up the Odell Beckham thing. Hold on 1 second. Odell Beckham is back, baby. Odell Beckham is back. Let's fucking go. We are back. Hold on. He didn't tweet nothing out though. Shit. Hold on 1 second. Odell Beckham is back, baby. Odell Beckham is back. I am absolutely fucking excited. I am now excited. Even though I watch the Giants no matter what, I am excited to watch some Giants games this season. I have to leave. I have to go. But shout out to Fran. Shout out. Tech wasn't here, but shout out to everybody on TikTok. I don't know, honestly. I got to contact TikTok. If they're restricting me because I go ahead and play commercials, then I don't know at this point, man. I give up. Anything is just like anything. Hachu, warning. Like you sneezed incorrectly, you're gonna be in timeout for 3 days. It's just weird. I will be now doing content on YouTube. One of my friends who I really respect, who does content, not just on crypto, does a lot of content. It's like, Dave, man, like you need to hit up YouTube. You need to start being on YouTube and creating content. Even my creative guy in the back, relax, not that back. He was like, yo, you got to hit up YouTube. And I'm like, you know what? I will. This month, starting in June, you will see more content from me on YouTube. I'll be breaking down memes and utilities and Bitcoin. And not even that. I'm going to just do men's health and all this shit. There's so much content that I'm going to be just putting out there because I got a lot to talk about. I can possibly be like your hitch, okay? I can be your hitch and I can help you get a girl, okay? Men, I know you're out here and you're suffering. You're like, man, why don't girls like me? Don't worry. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm here to help you. But first, we got to make sure that them teeth are in order. We got to make sure your hygiene's in order. Make sure you start taking showers, deodorant, your clothes fit, they're hemmed. What are you eating? Are you exercising? We got to get you, if you're green in the face, we got to change that and get your natural complexion back. I'm going to make men great again. It is Gokhshtein Summer 2026. And I'm going to write a book about it too. How Data Gokhshtein brought back men. Not with no hammers, the looks max. This right here, okay, let me explain something to you. My face right here, I didn't hit it with no goddamn hammers, okay? I didn't have plastic surgery. I've never even had even a tiny bit of Botox put in my face, okay? This is all natural. You know, you could be an ugly person, but like if you dress right and you like put yourself together and you're shining, if you shine, if you have this glow to you, you go from a 1 to a 5 to a 6. And then if your personality, if you can say hello, if you know how to speak and articulate yourself, if you don't go up to a girl and automatically show off your NFT collection, these type of things will help you get the love of your life. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to the sponsors. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show. We'll have guests on this month, a few guests on this month to go ahead and chat with. Maybe we bring on, Saylor this month to go ahead and ask him. I'm just gonna laugh with him. Dude sold 32 Bitcoin and people fucking started crying. It's crazy. Not the real ones though. I gotta say, people who understand business and how business works, who understand Bitcoin, who have been here for a long time, and not fazed by it. Like the OGs are not fazed by it. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to 10. Have a great one. Have a great day. And even better tomorrow. Shout out to Akil Patterson for that.